Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions presentation. I am Vinny, your host, also known as BNSF6951 and also known as Cousin Vinny. If you guys like watching rail fanning videos or run-off sessions on my layout that's sitting behind me, scratch builds or live streams, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And after you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the bell. This way you'll get notified every time I upload a video or a live stream. And I wouldn't mind you giving me a couple of those also. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with the video. This Vinny Vid production video brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 5% discount, code BNSF6951. Alright guys, this is going to be build number 2 for M&M short lines, but also it's going to be major changes number 43. And the reason why I'm saying it that way is because right now I don't have enough material to finish the major changes part on my layout, so I'm waiting for some stuff to come in, like track for instance. And build number 2 for M&M short lines has a lot of little stuff that needs to go on. So this is going to be a combination of both of these videos. Now, with that being said, I will show the updates first on my layout, and then we'll get down to the build here. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with the video. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to my BNSF N-Scale P-Vine sub. This is train room number 2, and we're going to be continuing on my major changes series that I actually stopped doing about a year ago. The last one I did was in August of 2018 on August 30th. So we are going to continue with major changes, and we're going to call this one 43. And it most likely is going to be combined with another video, build video. Only because I'm not really ready to do the work on the way out at this point. I'm just kind of mocking stuff up. So you guys want to see what I'm talking about, because I know I'm talking kind of crazy and you guys are saying, what is this guy talking about? Stay tuned. Watch the video. Be back shortly. Alright guys, we're going to start out on this end of the layout. Everything that has the masking tape on it is going to be eliminated. As you can see, there's another one there and another one there. And those back there, these 2 tracks are going to go away, not going to be there anymore, and the track next to it, which will be these 2 tracks, are going to become my intermodal yard. And with these tracks missing right here, gone, there'll be a little bit of room to put some containers and stuff like that. And I know that it's not enough room, but I wanted to represent what is the main traffic on this layout. So anyhow, you got all of these going to be coming out of here, and I'm going to add this new ladder right here, come down, and then we're going to be with these 2 track right here, which will have the auto racks on them. And then the 4 or 5 track in the center right here is going to be the holding yard that was originally in this section to begin with, and I need that to do my switching in this area. Now let me move the camera a little further down without too much extra movement here. And as you can see right here is another place where it's going to come out. This crossover is going to come out of here, and these 2 track will be just stub end track, or actually, yeah, 3 of them actually. There'll be 3 right here that'll be stub end tracks. Right here my fingers are. And then this guy here is going to be moved back as far as I can get it. Anyhow, this is where my ethanol plant used to be. And now I'll show you the new home for the ethanol plant. The ethanol plant's going to be up here. And I'll tell you what, it was like this space was actually made for it. Anyhow, you can see I have a whole bunch of little pieces put together just to see if it's going to work out, and it looks like it's going to. So anyhow, it's not in a prototypical place, but I wanted to keep the ethanol plant since I built it, and I want to keep it going because that's an extra place of industry. Now, speaking of extra energy industry, back down here where those two tankers are sitting, that's going to be my Praxair situation. Praxair. And I'm going to come off with a turnout right here. Excuse me. And we're going to feed into Praxair over here. Anyhow, let's get on with the rest of the video. All the rest of this stuff is going to remain the same as it is right now. And we'll continue on with the video. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the little update I'm going to be doing to my layout. Now, with all that being said, let's get on with this. Today, we're going to go ahead and prepare everything that you see inside of here, which includes the steel girders, the crane, these stanchions right here, the trusses here, and all that stuff. And I did talk with Marty, and Marty agreed to get the second crane kit so I could do the outside crane as well. The only thing I don't like about that is you got to buy the whole dang kit. So, with all that being said, let me show you what I've got done so far. You guys can see all of that just laying there. I put it on the yellow so you actually can see everything that's in there. Anyhow, we'll start off with the four main walls. Again, you guys know glue and paint don't work well together, so I masked off the corners here on the end walls, if you want to call them that. And on the two main side walls, I went ahead and masked off all of this stuff right here. Now, these spaces right here are where these steel girders are going to go, which will support the trusses and also the girder for the crane. Anyhow, all of this stuff has got to get painted before I can put it together. Some of it I have to put together first. For instance, these pieces right here are the crane. Yes, and it comes in two pieces and they snap together. Let's see if I got this right. That one that way, that one that way. Yeah, you can see on here they got some locating bosses, one there and one there, and they're opposite each other. So you can actually do this and lock them into each other, and you got the body of the crane. Now they give you a top filler piece to put in there, and this is one of the things I have to put together before I can start painting anything. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this guy together completely, along with the trucks down here, and they are part A and part B, or part 9 and 10. And I'll tell you one thing, I looked as much as I could on the sprue and I did not see any numbers for these parts. But there is a difference on them because they do have, let's see, these two. I don't know if you can be able to see that, but they have a locating hole there and a locating pin there. So they really, you can't really mess these up. And also, another thing to be careful of, let's see, what part was that? That was also on these guys. Don't be afraid to look at directions or instructions, whatever you want to call it. I always feel for any rough spots, and I go ahead and file it down. So I'm feeling along the top here, and I'm saying to myself, it was kind of rough. It's a little bumpy. I'm saying to myself, well, why is it bumpy there? That wasn't attached to the sprue. Then I looked at the instructions, and the instructions actually state that the crane sits between those two little nubs right there. So before you do any filing and cutting and stuff, always refer to the instruction page. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prime the main walls, these guys, and then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling some of this stuff. Anyhow, we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, what we're going to do now is we are going to put these crane parts together. Yes sir, and then we'll clean up all these little nubs left by the sprue. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit these points of alignment with the glue. And once we do that, we can put this together. and go from there. Excuse me. Woohoo! That's the first time I ever did that on camera. Wow. Alright, so what we're going to do is, why isn't this guy lining up? Yeah, we'll hold it. Doesn't seem like these end pieces are lining up very well. You just need to play with it a little bit to get it to totally line up. I'm talking about the seam, and make it look like it's supposed to be. Now I'll go ahead and do the other one, and we'll get this one together. Go this way. Same thing with the alignment hole bosses here. So a little bit of gluation there. Just make sure your two halves are pretty much lined up on the bottom here, and that'll make sure the top is nice and straight. Anyhow, next step for this is to take one of these guys, and I'm pretty impressed on how they did this, because it actually looks like a pretty nice looking crane when you get done with it. I actually, kind of snapped this all together yesterday just to see, and I don't know if you guys are going to see all the detail on that, but there's a lot of rivets on there, so that actually looks pretty good. So now we just need to make sure we line it up correctly and get it into the proper spot. I believe I'm going to go this way. Yep, that's how we got to go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece in its place. And basically it's just going to be a bead of glue down the entire length of this thing. Oh, you know what? Sorry about that, guys. I almost screwed up. Alright, we're going to have to let that dry before I can do anything. I didn't sand down the little bumps on it. This one I did, but that one I did not. So we'll go ahead and put this one together instead. Sorry about that. But at least, if you catch yourself, that's cool. But when it's already together, then you got to start worrying about how you're going to take it apart without breaking it. So. Alright. Same thing with this guy. Just goes right in there. There you go. Now there's one more piece that goes up here, and that's going to be the rail that the truck slide, or the control house slides on, and the truck. So yeah, so that's going to be done here in a little bit. Meanwhile, I just want to get these together and all sanded smooth and everything like that, and then we'll go ahead and give these a primer coat also. But meanwhile, with this guy here, he's pretty much dry already. So we're just going to take my file or emery board or whatever the heck you want to call it, and just go ahead and smooth those bumps out. Alright. These videos I'm going to try not to make them too long, only because there's probably going to be a couple more after this one as we start putting this together, and plus I'm waiting for the other crane to come here. And he did buy it through Yankee Dabbler and got his 5% discount, and so that's a good thing. Alright. And that's looking really good now. Alright, so let's go ahead and glue that top piece on there. Alright, now the only thing I need to do is put the dollies together and mount this on the dollies. And guess what? I'll have a crane. That's pretty cool. Anyhow, I'm going to give this a little bit of time to dry, and then I'll go ahead and put these on it. But meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and put these together. So basically, like I said, there's just a couple pins and a couple holes that need to get lined up. So we just put a dab of glue in there, a dab of glue in there. And we'll take the other half and just put him in the hole like it's supposed to be. And again, once this is together, we'll sand it down. And remember what I said about these locating pins on this side. Look at the directions or the instructions, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But just look at them and make sure that you're sanding and doing everything that you're supposed to be, and not stuff that you're not supposed to be. Alright. Doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of room for that crane to ride on. That's for sure. I may have to file a groove in the bottom of this because that really doesn't look like very much right there. Anyhow, alright. Well, that one's together. And now we'll do this guy. And again, look for any flash that might be on here. There's a little bit right there. And we'll go ahead and put this guy together. Alright. Yeah, see, now on the bottom of this one, I have a lot of screw mounting places to undo. But this side here has got those ones that are alignments, so don't mess those up, guys. I mean, it probably still work, but there is, if you look really close, in between the ones that you're not supposed to touch, there is two right there. And so we need to get rid of those also. So, anyhow, we're going to let these dry up, and then I'll go ahead and mount everything the way it's supposed to be mounted, and we'll see what it looks like. So with that being said, we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, as you can see, I got part of the crane assembly put together here, and I had to put it up on these little spaces because actually the middle is higher than the ends, and if I put it like this, it'll rock back and forth, so I had to raise it up. As you can see, I've already got one of the rails on here, and we're going to go ahead and put the other rail on now. A little glue. And a little bit of glue. And then, like I said, now there's little bosses in there that this has got to line up with. So go ahead and put him in there. And you can feel the lock. Actually, I think we need some more glue. Doesn't look like there's enough. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I'm also squaring it up with the work pad that I have here. So, that's that. Now, these really tiny pieces here are actually the rail that the trolley sits on and runs back and forth. And it also has, I don't know if you can see that, it also has stops at the end. You can see that right there. That's a stop. So anyhow, they have a space already marked out for that. Try and clean it up as best you can. I don't want to rough this up too much just because it's really thin. So I'm just kind of holding it with my finger where I don't want it to break. And I am very lightly hitting that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this one on this side. And like I said, they have a space for it. So it's centered. There we go. And now it's just a matter of just laying this guy in here. Like that. And put him down there like that. And there you go. That's one side. Now we've got to do the other side. Very good. Very, very nice. I like it. Alright. now we'll put the second one on here, and pretty much this crane will be finished, except for the control house or whatever you're going to put on top of here. Alright. And there you go. Alright, so technically the crane is finished. Just need to wait till it dries up really good, and we'll throw a coat of paint on there. And I think I told you this earlier, but these girders also have the travel rail already molded into it, so I don't have to do anything with that. So these three pieces will get painted the same color. Everything else has been painted, and I'll be right back to show you that. So stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, as you can see, I have all four of the main building walls primed up. This will get a different color in the interior. And there you go, all four of these primed up. Now the next step for me to do is put the finishing paint on this one. But these guys right here, these guys are all going to stay the same color that they are right now to give the contrast that I want when I paint the interior. Anyhow, I guess I'll go ahead and give this a paint job right here in my crane. And at that point, we might even call this video good. I'm not sure yet. So, there we go right there. Get that up a bit. Screw it in there. And as you can see, you got a nice looking crane right here. Yes sir. I'm happy with that. Pretty neat. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking crane actually, when you look at it closely. I don't think I'll be able to get my logo on here any place like I did with the other build. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and throw a coat of paint on this guy, and we'll be back in a little bit. Bye. Alright guys, as you can see, I gave this traditional yellow coat of paint on the crane. I think it's going to look pretty good against the other color I'm going to have in there. Seems to be a little bit of discrepancy down there in the paint. I'll have to wait till it's dried up and see what's up with that. But other than that, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. So, with all that being said, hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 and Cousin Vinny out.